Inspirational Young Alumna Award, Alicia, Kinne.
So I grew up in Southern California, and I thought all of my friends went to the University of California schools or out of state to some really big fancy schools, and I had that opportunity, but I really wanted to go to college in a small college town, and Eastern really felt like that for me. Well, I started off as a pre-med major, and I very quickly learned that I wasn't good at chemistry and I didn't like it at all. And I always had an interest in politics, so I got into that and I got into student government. When I came to Eastern, I didn't think that I would run for student government. And when I ran for the first position on student government, I didn't in a million years think that I would be running for student body president. My sorority sisters stayed up with me all night one night, stickering 2,000 pieces of candy with my name on them that I rolled around in a little red wagon for 2 weeks campaigning for office. And that was sort of my start into student government and elected office, and how I got pretty deeply involved here. What I am most proud of as my time here as a student is actually the building that's adjacent to where we're doing this interview right now. When I started in student government, the recreation center was an idea, and the previous student body presidents had gotten preliminary approval to be able to charge a student fee to move forward with building the recreation center, but we still had the hard work ahead of us of contracting with architects and deciding what was going to be in the building, and bonding and all of the different things associated with making sure that this project could become a reality for students. That project was the full 2 years of my student body presidency, and just as I left, we broke ground. And I was really excited to walk past it on my way here to campus and see how well used it is, and I'm very proud of that. So as soon as I finished at Eastern, I went on to the University of Washington to do my master's degree, and had a great experience there, and then went from there to a brief stint in DC and had a good experience, but for the most part realized those people are crazy and DC politics wasn't for me. And I got a great job back here in Washington State, and was able to do that for a while, and then my advisor from my master's program contacted me and said that he could pay for me if I'd be willing to come back and do my PhD. This last summer I had the great opportunity to be hired back to my alma mater, Eastern Washington University, in our government relations department as our assistant director of government relations. When I was a student, I worked really closely with Jeff Gomboski, who was our director of government relations at the time, and I thought he had one of the best jobs in the world, and I would love to have that job. Nearly a decade later, if you would have told me that I would be doing that job now, I would have said no way. I learned that I'm willing to make hard decisions. I learned how important it is to get collective buy-in from across the campus, from a lot of different student groups, and how much work that takes to bring people along and get them on the same page, and recognize that trade-offs have to be made and compromises have to be made. And not everyone's going to be happy, but I think, and I've learned this in my current job, that sometimes the best policy is something that everyone is okay with, but maybe isn't thrilled with. Am I an Eagle or a Husky? That's an easy question. I always wear red to the UW football games.